Hello and welcome to this introductory video for the desktop analytics tools for FileReporter 3.0. The analytics tools run on Windows. There are three main data visualization areas here: dashboard, pivot grid, and tree map. Here we're looking at the dashboard. All of these graphical elements are driven by the filters that we see here on the left. Then we see summary data with top owners by size as well as top extensions by size. We see some other summary data here in terms of file counts. Then we see graphical representation of files based on their creation time as well as modification time over time. All of these are live tiles, so the ability to drive and dig down into, just by double clicking, dig down into these specific areas, drilling up, clearing the master file. If I see a particular, I see some PDB files here, I'll have the ability to, all of these tiles individually have the ability to be exported or printed, maybe even sent as email. There is the ability to look at the details grid on that data itself, so that you can actually see the files and look at the data behind those particular PDBs there. Second thing is the tree map. What I'm going to do is load a larger data set from the database. So I'm looking out here at my scan data. I can see my current scans. I've got these sorted by the scan state. I'm going to load this scan that has 1.1 million files in it. Alright, we can see that this file scan is loaded for this team shares. Let's look at the tree map representation of this data. Alright, what we see here is the file extension representation of the data. Each of these boxes represents an individual file. The size of the box represents the size of the file relative to all the other files on this volume. So we can see here that this particular file is almost 36 gig. It's a very large file. So if we can pull this properties box out and dock it. If you're running multiple screen, you can pull it to another screen as well. But we can gather more information about this. But see, looking at this from an extension perspective, we've got a lot of AVI files on this volume. They're all red. We have quite a few AI and ISO files. The green files are representative of that. As we look down through here, we can see in this marketing folder right here, this is representative of all the files in the marketing folder. If we want to dig down into the marketing folder a little bit more, we can. We can also look at this from an owner perspective. Who owns these files? So here we see that Mary and Chelsea own predominantly all of the files, where Buck owns a few as well. We can look at it from a date range perspective based on when these files were modified or created. If we set our scope back up here, to look at the entire volume, we can see how files are aging, as well as ownership across this entire volume. We can see again Mary and Chelsea own predominantly all these files. I have the ability to dig down and open, actually access this folder directly and do something with this file, move it off, delete it, contact the owner specifically. Let's look at the pivot grid really quickly. The pivot grid gives us the ability to really look at data in any way we want. Maybe we want to look at it by size, and then we want to cross-reference by owner. So we get totals on our ownership within this particular scope. And then maybe we want to cross-reference against when these files were last modified. So I can go across here. I've actually got my filter set to to look at only the last 3 years of the data. I can graphically show this data maybe with charts, so I could use maybe a pie chart or other chart like I could use a 3D pie, and I can pull this out as well and then select data that I want to show here. I have the ability to produce the reports. I have the ability to dig down into this. So if I wanted to see all the files that Chelsea modified in 2014, I can just click on this, and I get this data up here. I can see where these files are stored, and basically maybe I want to just look at it from an extension standpoint. I can see these files, the kinds of files that she created. Well, that gives a quick look at the analytics components for File Reporter 3.0.